Okay, so this is for new testing coordinators. We're talking about Write-to-Learn. And like I said, my name is Matt Gill. I work for the Department of Education. There's my phone number and email address. If you ever need to get a hold of me, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And like I said, if you need this, it is part of the PowerPoint, which you can download. And what today will look like, we're going to go through the South Dakota Department of Education requirements, and we'll do a quick Write-to-Learn demo. Then we'll talk about accessing Write-to-Learn, and then at the end we'll just have a Q&A session, or if there's any questions. So first off, our South Dakota requirements. All students in grades 5, 7, and 10 must participate in Write-to-Learn, so they must write essays into Write-to-Learn, and they must submit 2 separate writing submissions. So, and these have to be essay prompts, so they need to be 2 different ones. In Write-to-Learn, there's essays, or students can do essays, or they can do summaries. Like, you can do as many, or teachers can give as many of those as they want to their students, but all the state looks at is that they at least write to 2 different essay prompts. And they have until April 30th to do this. The window should open sometime a little after September 3rd. We're just trying to get all the students rolled into Write-to-Learn right now. But they'll have until April 30th to get their 2 submissions in. And you as a testing coordinator, I'll talk about this, but you'll be the one just to make sure all the students are getting their 2 submissions in. All right, so then tracking student compliance. DOE will check compliance throughout the year and check off students who have completed 2 submissions. So if you have new students come to your district, so let's say you have a student come from another South Dakota district, email me and I'll check to see if that student has completed any submissions at that previous school. For instance, if they completed 1 or 2 essays at the previous school, those count, and they don't have to submit them again at your school. And we will put a final compliance report together on May 1st, 2014, but we'll provide updates to districts throughout the year. So on May 1st, that's when everything's due on April 30th. We will not accept essays after that. They won't be part of the report. And about monthly, during the second semester, I will be emailing you how your progress reports are saying where your students are on their 2 essays. And for Dakota Step A students, they are still required to take the alternate writing assessment or participate in Write-to-Learn as indicated on their IEP. So whatever their IEP says, you just go by that. Alternate writing assessment will follow similar guidelines. So it is 2 submissions. And if you want more information about this, go to the website, the doe.sd.gov, and then you can go to the A to Z links, and then alt assessment will be there. Contact information for this, the contact person is Michelle Martin, and her email is michelle.martin@state.sd.us. And then students who participate in the D-Step A may meet the writing assessment requirement by using the Write-to-Learn program if it is appropriate for their learning needs. So pretty much go by what their IEP is and whatever their learning needs is, go by that, because in Write-to-Learn, teachers can set up a lot of different accommodations for their students as well. And we require it for 5, 7, and 10th graders. So since we require it, we purchase the Write-to-Learn licenses for all those students, so they can use it for free. And some districts, you may have more students come in this year than last year, so there is a built-in 10% overage, and this can be accessed once 90% of allotment is used. So, because we put in about the same number of accounts in there as there were students last year, and your enrollments will change, so in case you have a lot more students, we have this built-in 10% overage. And communication with districts, all Write-to-Learn information will be sent to the district testing coordinator, who is you. I'll email you, and I'll send stuff through the WriteToLearn listserv, but mainly it'll come to you directly. And if you want your teachers to, or teachers or correct people to get information about WriteToLearn, we encourage them to join the WriteToLearn listserv. I have that wrong here. It says testing coordinator, but it should be the WriteToLearn listserv. Okay, so I kind of went through a lot of information there. Are there any questions at this time? Okay. Yeah, no worries. And see whenever you do get on where we're ready for the WriteToLearn demo. I can go into the next part if that works too. Oh, I see you. Yep. Yeah, so now this is Sue Ann Towell. She, like I said, she works right with WriteToLearn, and she works for Pearson. And she is going to demonstrate or what the testing coordinator should be doing in WriteToLearn. And I'll hand it over to her now.
And you'll see a screen like this. Welcome to WriteToLearn. This is school for administrators and the actual school location. This is my demonstration school, but it will clearly state the school that you're in. You may, in fact, be serving as testing coordinator for several schools within the district, so we want you to make sure that you is very clear where you're at and what appropriate email and login and password you should be using. So just to let you know that we are currently WriteToLearn this down, and we are in the process of rebuilding it with all of the new student rosters for the 2013-2014 school year. In addition, we are basically refreshing everything within WriteToLearn so that you will have the opportunity to log in using a default username and password and then change that to anything you like after you log in. So I'm going to go ahead, Sue and Sue are my login and password for my admin to gain access into the admin interface. But the way it will work for you is you will have admin 1 dash and then the 7-digit school code. So just for simplicity purposes, it might look something like this. The default password will be changing. And all lowercase changing, C-H-A-N-G-E and E. That is how you will access WriteToLearn for the first time. Once you do, you will be given the opportunity to change that login and password. I'm going to go ahead and use mine. And this is the school administrator menu. This is where you'll be working. Now you can see here, the first option you have at the very top of the screen is to go in and change that login and password to something that maybe is a little bit more familiar and something you may remember more easily. But you'll initially come in using that default user password. So there are three particular areas within account management within this interface. And the good news is several of them you won't even keep trouble yourself with at all. For instance, roster reset. That's nothing that you have to concern yourself with because Pearson does a statewide roster reset. That's what we're in the middle of right now, taking everything down and building it all back up for the new school year. So no need to even concern yourself with the maintenance section. The setup section is an area that will require your attention. And within that setup area, there are three different buttons. One to create student licenses, one to create teacher accounts, and another to build classes. So let me show you how these work and why you might use them. So to begin with, if you click on the student one, this is where, in normal cases, anyone who is managing the WriteToLearn account would go in and upload the school's roster. Again, you don't need to concern yourself with that. That's already been taken care of for you when you log that on. However, you may have the opportunity, if you have students who have transferred in, to create additional accounts. These are students that were not on the original roster, and you need to make sure that you have a WriteToLearn account for them. This is your responsibility to create these student accounts, and you can do that using the middle tab under Create Account. And I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how that's done. The login and password are the ones that you have to be most concerned about when creating this password and this login. The login or username is always and must be the student's 9-digit SIN number. Okay? Alright. The password should be the first 4 letters of the student's last name, plus the first 4 digits, birth month, and date. So in this case, this is a student, their last name is Carlo, and the password is the first 4 letters of their last name, and their birth month and date is March 15th. Any questions on that? When you've completed filling it out, simply click the Submit button. And then that student has now been entered into the WriteToLearn system for that school. And it must be enrolled in whatever class, whether it be in a 5th, a 7th, or a 10th grade class, the appropriate class, where they will be included in the WriteToLearn activity so that they can satisfy the state grading requirements. If you found there was a mistake, you also have the ability to edit that account. You can simply search using the search button over here to the right, any chance you accidentally got the PIN number incorrect or didn't have the password correct, then you can edit that and correct it. I'm going to go back out to the setup again, under this section right here, and it shows you again that the only thing you'll have to do as a student is to properly add incoming students that were not included in your original roster. Okay? Let me just start right there and see if there are any questions. The next button under setup are teacher accounts. And you will be responsible for setting up teacher accounts. The only exception to this are testing coordinators in Rapid City and football. So setting up a teacher account is actually quite easy, and you can work with the teacher to figure out whether there's a particular convention for setting up logins and passwords that they prefer, whatever works easiest for them to use. And this is going to be fully and introduction to the teacher, Denise Carlo. Create a teacher account. That's how easy it is to set up a teacher account. But you will need to repeat that process for each new teacher that you're setting up. Now, an optional path for the testing coordinator is to set up a class associated with that teacher. Teachers may want to do this themselves, but if they solicit your help and you're willing to do that, let me just tell you how that works. After you have created a teacher account, as I just did here, you would click on the Classes tab and click on Create a New Class. At this point, what's in red is required, what's in black is optional. So the description piece is optional. Class name is required. That's giving it a class name. One thing I would just make sure to be cognizant of is that the student does see the class name. So I wouldn't give any references to ability levels or anything like that using that class name. And then you simply come over here, down here to the right-hand side, and identify your list of available teachers to associate with that class. I have now just assigned Denise and Carlo to Carlo's writing class. I click the Create Class button, and we're all set. Now, the teacher again has this opportunity to do that themselves, and I'm going to show you how it works within the teacher interface. At this point, you have the option, if you'd like, to help enroll students. This is that large upload of students. You can use this to enroll students into the class that you have created. Most of the time, teachers will do this or performance tests themselves. Okay. So what I just showed you here was the student roster editor. And again, the only tab here to create an account, you create a new student account, and that username again must be the SIM, the 19-digit SIM number with the password being the first 4 letters of the student's last name plus the first 4-digit word and birth month and day. Under teachers, I showed you that you can create a teacher account by simply creating a login, a password, verifying that password, and then make sure to fill their name. Again, everything you're doing is in red, indicating it's required. then the last one was optional, whether you would want to create a class and then associate or assign a teacher to that class. Are there any questions on any of those tasks? So we covered maintenance, I'm actually moving from right to left instead of left to right. But I did want to show you this too. This is the student performance report. And if you're interested or the principal or the teachers are interested in understanding basic usage and performance gains, this is a reporting tool where you can select from date range with a certain end date. You have the option to compare by or compare to, and then you have the assignment type, whether you want to look at every summary or both types of activities within WriteToLearn. And then the report type, you can see that you can select from tabular, graphical, tabular and graphical, and then it's on separator or CSV. And then simply generate your report. So it's completely optional to you, but we want to do it when it was available. If you have any questions, again, about the account management tool, a quick guide here. I'm going to click on that. Actually, show you the main page and actually, again, read to what each one of these sections contain and information about what you can obtain in the FAQ, put down the technical support, and then if you have any questions about the privacy policy. That's a really little document here, and I will give a couple of those to be very useful. Okay. Again, this is where you'll be working, but I did want to take just a brief amount of time to show you the teacher interface so you get a good idea of what they're doing and the capabilities that they have within that interface. Before I move along, I just want to check again, make sure that there are no questions about usage report setup and maintenance. So I'm going to go back here and change the end of my URL to teacher/teacher. Now I'm in the teacher interface of WriteToLearn. And I just want you to see that they have access to 5 different reports that they can pull to look at the average class performance, performance details, and actually let me show you that real quick. I'm just showing you this stuff, hoping that you might be able to assist you if they're looking for something particular that they need with. So here you can see I went into my practice writing class 2, and I'm able to see each one of the students here and how they're performing in each one of the 4 category areas that WriteToLearn is assessing regarding the student's writing position. That was that overview report. I can monitor the student's progress by looking at the progress report, the here in the teacher's tool. This is where they create or manage their classes, where they create assignments. They can create their own prompts and even adjust settings. So let me just show you that real quick. I want to, again, show you how the teacher can create their own class. Okay, that's how how quickly a teacher can create their own class. And then again, they use the enroll and unenroll tag to manage their roster for that class. So they can simply come down here and select all the students they like enrolled in that class. Very simple. Next, they would need to select activities and assign it to that class. And as we know, they can select essays or summaries, ELL, which is for English Language Learners, anything ELC is English Language Development, and that is these activities take place or should take place and put into the ELL activity. They can search by grade level, and they can even search by content or subject area to find essays. So just to show you how this works, if I do all essays and click the find button, there are the essays. I can sort by any one of these columns. I can look at any one of these prompts. And if I find it suitable, I can assign it. At that point, teachers are ready, or students are ready to log in and start working on the Good Student Award signatory essay purchase. If they want to, teachers can also create their own prompts. And these are accessible in meeting the state requirements. The teacher can, again, work as read as required. So they need to create the prompt, give it a title, assign it to the grade level, and choose from these 4 types. Once they create the prompt, they go back in under assignment, and they find them under user hours. Teachers also have the ability to go in and make adjustments to either all of the class activities or to a single class activity. And you can see that they can make adjustments on the kind of feedback WriteToLearn delivers, whether they want spell check, grammar check, word prediction, essay tipping, or guidelines for writing, whether they want those kinds of features available to their students. And then lastly, down here, they can even change the passing threshold. You can see what happens. If you look to the right-hand side, you can see what happens when I start to adjust the passing threshold. And they can even configure something like this. Or take away visibility or visibility in maybe key tree areas. Completely up to them. In fact, the state is actually, I think, quite loose on the requirements in that they just require that they use WriteToLearn and make those 2 submissions. But I must be clear that WriteToLearn is available for use by teachers anytime, all the time. And I think that's a pretty remarkable thing that they purchased a tool like that to not only satisfy the state's writing requirements, but to really make it available for students to improve their writing skills through essay writing activities, and even their reading comprehension skills through summary writing activities. let me just then lastly show you one other thing. A flash just demos, this can demo flash, but if you take off the admin pager, the base URL is where the student goes. Let's go, and I can see that these are all of the activities that my teacher has selected for me in the practice writing class. Again, as I stressed, it's the essay writing activities that satisfy the state's requirements. However, summary writing activities can be assigned as well. And just to give you a quick little preview of how it works, students will select their writing activity and click on it, and they see the prompt itself. The instructions are quite simple. Type or paste your essay in the box below. And by the way, for students who are not native English speakers, the interface is available. All of the instructions and the essay feedback are available in Spanish and Chinese. The core content being the prompt and what the student composes are in English. So there are all kinds of little tips to help the student in learning to write a good essay. And let me show you real quick. I've got a sample here. Okay, do you guys see a blank on my screen? Oh, there we go. I'm not getting that page this time. Matt, what do you see on my screen right now?
So I have the essay. So think of the most exciting, most enjoyable, and then, oh, now it's moving. And it says you can have words 150 to 650. There's nothing in the middle. Now I see the Word document. Can you click in there and push Control V? Huh. The words 150 to 650 looks weird, like it shouldn't be in that box.
They actually, I think they changed that. So, let me just go ahead. Not sure what we got going on here, but I'll just go ahead and remove by saying that the student types in the essay and clicks the Get Feedback button, where they are then given the opportunity to see the feedback that WriteToLearn has given them. I'm going to try this one more time. Yeah, you're right. Something is a little bit off with this. I'm not sure what it is, but my computer just booted me out not too long ago, so it might be thinking about doing the same thing here. So I won't mess with that for too long, but I just want to let you know that that's where the students would compose their writing, click the Get Feedback button, and see the feedback that WriteToLearn has given them, along with suggestions for how they can improve their writing. When they go back to the selected activity page, they'll get an update on their status, and the number of tries will have been decremented by 1. So every time the student clicks the Get Feedback two submissions on the same prompt? Can they be, do they have to be on different prompts? Maybe this would be a good time to talk about that.
Yes. So I said a little bit earlier. Sorry, is that your screen or?
That's mine.
Oh.
I'm trying to see if there's something I missed or why it wouldn't work, so I could maybe come back and show that.
Okay. So, like, notice that there are essay and summary writings, like Sue was talking about. We only accept essay writings, and it has to be to do 2 different prompts. So maybe the student writes one essay to the attendance or grades, and then the other one they could write maybe to community service. So once they type 2 essays to 2 different prompts, then they meet the submission. And what Sue was talking about is some people thought that it was like community service, if you wrote a prompt or if you wrote an essay and then you edited it and then you click get feedback again, that would not work. So it has to be 2 different essay prompts, like 2 different, prompts. I don't know how else to say it. Does that make sense, or are there any questions about that? I don't see any in the box.
Okay. So that really wraps it up for me, Matt. I wanted the followers today to be able to see, what the students see their engages in to participate in the WriteToLearn program. The teacher interface, and of course the administrator interface, and assist in being able to add in new students if they come in throughout the school year, and also to be able to create teacher accounts and then classes as well. So I think that wraps it up for me.
All right.
Are you there, Matt?
Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, so thank you, Sue. And just to kind of wrap up, these are just, if you have, or if you want more information, WriteToLearn does have a website, writetolearn.net. You can check that out. And I'm also going to show you the Department of Education WriteToLearn page. First off, how I got to it. So here it is right here, the Department of Education homepage. It's just doe.sd.gov. And to get to the WriteToLearn page, notice in our second tab there's Assessment Accountability. Hover over Assessment, and way down at the bottom is WriteToLearn. So if you click on WriteToLearn, here is the page. It gives information about WriteToLearn, talks about the state requirements. On the right side, there's documents for teachers, such as sample scoring rubric and so on. If teachers want to join the WriteToLearn listserv, there's a link to that. Webinars, these are all the webinars that we're doing. This webinar will be posted for the new testing coordinator training. And then documents, these are documents that you will be using. So participating teachers form, I'll talk about that in just a couple minutes. The testing coordinator handbook, you can check that out. It talks all about WriteToLearn. There's a testing coordinator checklist, a teacher checklist, testing irregularity form, and then all the PowerPoints that have been used for the trainings are right here as well. And then links to like the alternate writing assessment, a demo, listserv, again. These are changes that happened a couple years ago. This is the timeline. And only new teachers are required to join. And then off-grade licenses. If you want to use this for off-grades such as 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, and 12, it is $10 per student. And these The contact person for this is Carrie Austin. Carrie works for Pearson, and she does all the off-grade licenses. And to renew yours, you talk to Megan Novak here. And then the technical requirements are here. For more information, here's my contact information again. Just want to make sure you know how to find me. If it's technical support that you need, so more like WriteToLearn's not working, questions that I want to be able to answer, here's a link right here in that, oh, didn't mean to click on it, but yeah, I guess that kind of takes you to the place. But what you can do there is you can email, you can chat, and there's other product support there. You can also call this number up here, and it gives you the hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. So you can call that if you need to. So this is just, and we keep this updated, so this is just a great page just to get all the documents and everything. Whoops. All right, and we already kind of talked about all this, but just to recap so it stays fresh in your mind. WriteToLearn, it will be available sometime after September 3rd. We're kind of working that out, trying to get the data file uploaded. It's been kind of a process this year, but it'll hopefully be in there sometime of the week of September 3rd. And account administrator login reset, I will email each one of you, the testing coordinators, the links as well as the username and password. Username admin1 with the 7-digit school code. And the links I send out to you, if you click on the link, you'll notice in the link there is a 7-digit number in the URL. That is the school code, so you don't need to memorize your school links. You can just click on that link to get into your site and then look up at the URL and there's a 7-digit number up there. That's the number you type in. And then the password will just be change me, then you can change it. And teacher accounts and passwords will be preserved from last year. And data file pulled, it was pulled yesterday, but we are still in the process of getting it to Pearson and getting it in the right format. It includes all grades. I think I included 3 through 12, but 4 through 12 for sure. Off grades will only be visible once off-grade purchase is processed by Pearson. So if you email Carrie Austin and say you want off-grade licenses, then after that, you'll see those off-grade students. And any new student to the district after this date will need to be added manually. And if for some reason your students are way off, you can always upload a file, and I can always help you with that as well. Adding new students, just want to emphasize this so it's very clear. Username must be the student's 9-digit SIMS number. Some districts created students and they did not do this, and it kind of turned out to be a mess just because students were in there twice and very hard to follow and see how many submissions they had. And just keep the password, the first 4 letters of their last name and their birth month and date. It just makes it easier just so everyone can get in. And then once a student's account is created, they still must be enrolled in a class. Just want to echo that too. So list of participating teachers, I showed you on the website where to find the blank sheet of that. So if you go out there, open it, and then fill it out, you just put in their names and pretty much their email addresses. And if you could email that to me by October 25th, that'd be awesome. Just because I'm creating a spreadsheet of every single teacher who's using WriteToLearn this year. If I need to get a hold of everyone, just to ask them how it's going or if they need additional training, I can just send an email out to everybody. So if you could get that to me, that'd be awesome. And testing irregularities, I showed you that on the website as well. Only one irregularity form needs to be filed for the entire year. So after May 1st, once we get the final data report, I'll email each of you and just ask you, I'll send you your progress report and ask you to fill out a testing irregularity for those students that did not complete WriteToLearn. Maybe it's because they moved out of the district or something else happened. Or they can't, yeah, so we'll talk about that a little bit later in the year. And teacher trainings, once again, teacher trainings are only required for new teachers. Veteran teachers, it's optional. And teachers can register for a session at this Google Docs right here. And sessions will be recorded if training time frame is not convenient. We know people that work at schools are very, very busy, so they can't always get on these. So always want to have it recorded for them. And once again, here's the dates of the new teacher and veteran teacher trainings, as well as the times. And off-grade licenses, they are $10 per student. It's an annual license, and once again, here's Carrie's contact information. You can contact her directly. And final reminder, students must complete an essay prompt. Summaries do not count in the submissions we look for. They can use summary all they want, but all we're looking for is that they submit at least 2 essays to 2 different prompts. Colony students must complete the writing assessment using the WriteToLearn program. There is no limit to the number of teacher accounts in a district, and great flexibility in how the program is used in your district. Like, we hope that it goes right along with the curriculum. It's not just something you take your students away from the curriculum to write an essay that's not pertaining to the curriculum at all, but maybe like English teachers talking about Romeo and Juliet, and instead of having the students write an essay, type it in, hand it in, they can just type in their essay in WriteToLearn, and teacher still has access to it, and it grades it for them too. But teachers should still grade it too, just so they can see what their students' writing is looking like. Additional trainings can be provided via webinar, so if anybody does want more training, they can always contact me about this. And available upon request, there are additional Q&A webinars if anyone wants them. And next steps, what we need from you is just submit that list of participating teachers to me by October 25th, and just make sure all teachers and students have access to the program. And that's all I have. This is my contact information once again. And Sue, I just kind of copied what you put. I wasn't sure about this, but maybe you can explain the My Training connection.
Sure. So, My Training Connection is a wonderful Pearson resource that provides not only training modules for every interface, including the administrator, teacher, and the student interface, but also has a lot of great information about the product itself. And it is available if you go to mytrainingconnection.com. And in the search field, which I believe is in the upper right-hand corner, you simply type in the product name. And so that's WriteToLearn, no spaces. And when you get there, you're able to see all of the training modules. As of September 3rd, though, going to My Training Connection and accessing these resources will require registration. And that registration process is quite easy. You simply type in your name and email address. But the one question that I think you may stumble upon is, what is your customer site number? Well, to make it easy for South Dakota, we created one single site number that all teachers and admins can use across South Dakota. Now, Matt, you have that now on the slide from our messages for you?
Yep. Yeah, it's on the screen right now. It's 1004243.
Exactly. And so that will be your customer site number that you need to enter in order to complete the registration process. And I would highly encourage you to go out there and take a look around. It's got, like I said, a wonderful, it has all of Pearson's products out there. But you can view some couple-minute tutorials more carefully and get some additional information on that feature and functionality within the tool. So it's mytrainingconnection.com, and I recommend you go out it.
Thanks, Sue. And just want to make sure, if you click on the 3 pieces of paper in the upper right corner called handouts, were you all, or if you wanted to, were you able to download the PowerPoint? I just got a question about it. Okay, well, that is all I have. Sue, do you have anything else? Huh? Yes.